Hello everyone! Welcome to a new episode of Bo's Slow English. In today's episode, I'm cooking Brazilian food. One of my subscribers asked me to make feijoada, and I hope I am pronouncing that correctly. I have never made Brazilian food. It has been maybe 25 years since I've had Brazilian food. So I'm very much looking forward to making this dish. And of course, I asked ChatGPT to help me with a healthy version of feijoada. Before we get started, please click like, subscribe, and share this video with your friends. If you would like to learn English with me, I am offering private tutoring. If you are interested, the link is below in the description. I have all of my ingredients laid out. I will tilt the camera down a little bit. First ingredient is a can of black beans. Did you notice how I said can? C-A-N. I have a little bit of an East Coast accent, but my accent in general is a generic American accent. It is common to hear Americans make that weird sound with A's, so I said can. There are many Americans who say can. It is difficult for me to say it that way, so you will hear me say can. Ingredient number 2 will be rice. If you've watched my previous recipes, I like to use frozen rice that is already cooked, so all I have to do is heat it up or warm it up. I'm just realizing that my dryer is on or was on, and it probably created some background noise for the beginning portion of this video, so I do apologize. It totally slipped my mind to turn off the dryer. Do you know what to slip my mind means? It means that you forgot. So I forgot to turn off the dryer. It slipped my mind. Next ingredient is olive oil. A small onion. I got a small onion this time versus the other times when I've cooked, I tend to buy bigger onions because for some reason small onions did not exist. 3 cloves of garlic. This is a bulb of garlic, so I will pick out 3 cloves. 1 red bell pepper, 1 carrot, 1 zucchini, collard greens, paprika, cumin. The C-U in cumin is pronounced cumin. It sounds like there is a Y in it, kind of like how we would say cube. So in America, we do not say cumin. Crushed red peppers, salt and pepper, boneless, skinless chicken breast, chicken broth, tomato paste, bay leaves, cilantro, lime, avocado. Just in case you are wondering the cost of all of these, I won't tell you the cost of everything, but I'll tell you 1 carton of this chicken broth or container is $9. This boneless, skinless chicken breast was $8.29. This onion was $1.08. I mentioned in the previous episode that I know a lot of people go grocery shopping to save money. It is more economical. But I eat a lot. My husband eats a lot, so we don't usually have leftovers. I think we will have leftovers after this meal. It looks like a lot of ingredients. Before I cook the chicken, because I think that is one of the first steps of the recipe, I'm rolling up my sleeves to wash my hands. I'm also going to rinse the carrot, zucchini, bell pepper, and the collard greens. There's something about cutting a bell pepper I really hate because it's such an odd shape. So first step is, I have 2 cutting boards, I'll use this one. First step is I'm going to core out the stem. Core means to take usually a round piece out of something. So I'm taking the sharp end of my knife and tracing the outside of the stem. Now I will pop it out, and most of the seeds have come out with it. I'm going to shake this pepper upside down into my garbage bag to remove the rest of the seeds. Next, I will place the bell pepper upside down again and cut in half. And now I will slice. And now I will dice. So I'm slicing and dicing. I'm turning the slices perpendicular, and now I will dice this. The smell of the bell pepper is so fragrant, which means it has a strong aroma. So I actually would like to taste one to see how fresh it is. Plain, fresh bell pepper has an interesting flavor. It is a little bit sweet, a little bit bitter. Now I will take the vegetable peeler, and grate the carrot just to get the outside skin removed. It looks like the people at the grocery store may have already done this. I'm just going to do it again. I think it's cleaner to remove the outer layer after purchasing from the store. It's so annoying how the pieces of the skin get caught up in the peeler. And while I have the peeler out, I will do the same with the zucchini. I'm holding the zucchini vertically, which means up and down. What is the opposite of vertical? It is horizontal or horizontal. You can either say horizontal or horizontal, or you could say horizontal, horizontal. Sometimes I do not pronounce the T, especially when I'm speaking quickly. I find it interesting how a lot of these ingredients are used with many, many types of cuisines around the world. I don't like how the zucchini is so slimy. I don't like that feeling. I'm cutting off the stem, both stems. Now I will cut them into smaller pieces. The last time I had Brazilian food, it was at a popular chain restaurant called Fogo de Chão. I think that is how you pronounce it. And I think that the food there was not the most authentic because it is a chain restaurant. Chain restaurant means that there are many locations. Now it is time to cut the collard greens. I'm not sure if this is a popular vegetable in Brazil, but this is what ChatGPT told me to do. So I'm keeping the twist tie, which is this tool that helps to keep the stems together. And I will use this to keep my stems organized while I cut right behind it. So twist tie, did you know that word? I'm just realizing my camera angle was too high, so hopefully you can see this now. So there goes the twist tie with the stems. From the many shows I've watched on Food Network, I think sometimes when the stem is too thick, they may fold the leaf in half and cut it out, but this is not too thick, so I will keep it as is. I'm actually just going to layer them on top of each other so that I can roll it up like a cigar and cut into it. I'll show you. Actually, first I will cut it in half. Okay, and then I'm going to roll it up like a cigar and cut little ribbons. Looks like sushi, doesn't it? So this is how it looks. It's a little too long for me, and I'm not sure if I actually cut this in the correct shape, but I would like for it to be shorter, so I'm going to just cut it in half like this. Now I will put it into this strainer and give this a really good rinse. All right, onion. This time I won't waste any onion because this is a small onion. I'm going to check how many garlic cloves the recipe calls for. It says 3 garlic cloves. I'm making extra food, so I am going to get 6 cloves. It's going to be very garlicky. I know this may be some repeat vocabulary since the last 2 or 3 recipes called for garlic, but just in case you need a refresher, this is smashing. I'm smashing the cloves of garlic so that it can easily peel away from the peel. As you know, I don't have the proper cooking tools because I only started cooking as of a month ago for you guys. So I'm using a plate to cut the boneless, skinless chicken breast. Actually, before I place it on the plate, I need to rinse it. This is my least favorite part because I think handling raw meat feels a little bit gross, but it is what it is. I gotta do what I gotta do. Have you heard of those sayings before? It is what it is, and I gotta do what I gotta do. It means I need to just do it and not complain because it needs to be done anyway. Someone needs to do it. So I'm just cutting this into small pieces, little cubes. And I apologize to any of my subscribers who are vegetarian, if you need to skip over this section, please do. What is the trick to cutting this chicken so that it doesn't slip and slide all over the place? Maybe I need a certain type of knife. Okay, I just washed my hands after I cut up the chicken, so there's no cross-contamination. And now I will sear the protein. So searing means that you are lightly cooking just on the outside of the chicken. It's saying to heat the oil over medium heat and add your protein of choice. So it's going to be chicken. Sear until golden on all sides, then remove and set aside. Okay, we're going to this side of the kitchen, over here. Hello. Let's make sure you can see the stove. Great. I am going to use the front burner, and I'm turning the dial counterclockwise. And I'll put it on medium high. So what did it say? It said heat the oil over medium heat. Then I'm going to actually turn the heat down a little bit to medium. Here's my olive oil. I usually like to do 1, 2. Just 2 circles around the pot. 1, 2. Oh, and I've pretty much used all of the olive oil. It has taken a very long time to complete this bottle. I like to use tongs when handling meat because it easily allows me to flip each piece individually. It provides more control. And I'm grabbing the spoon rest so I can place the tong on there. And here we go. Here goes all the chicken. I'm going to rinse my plate and put it directly into the dishwasher. It is important that I lay all the chicken in one even layer so that it cooks evenly. I'm actually going to turn the light on that is attached to the exhaust fan. I will not turn the exhaust fan on because it's too loud, but normally I do. Yeah, that's too loud. Okay, so now we just sit here and wait until the chicken is seared on all sides until it is golden brown. I am going to turn the heat up a little. So now I will turn clockwise, just a little. And while that's happening, I wanted to make an announcement in case you don't already know. I have 2 weekly live streams. One is on Sundays at 8 a.m. Pacific time, as most of you already know. And I've also incorporated another live stream on Fridays at 7 p.m. Pacific time. So make sure that you check your local time. The reason for the new live stream time on Fridays for me, is because I wanted to make sure that I had the opportunity to meet other subscribers who are normally sleeping during the Sunday live stream. I hear a little bit of a crackle, which sounds like that is the meat cooking. So that is signaling to me that it is almost time to flip the meat so that it is cooked evenly on all sides. It is time for me to start flipping the chicken over. I think some of the golden color comes from the beautiful olive oil. I should probably grab a new plate because after I've completed the searing on all sides, I'm supposed to take this chicken out of the pot and put the vegetables in here. For my Brazilian subscribers, can you tell me, what does feijoada mean? If I can take a guess, I'm assuming it has something to do with beans, because I know in Spanish, beans is frijoles, and feijoada has a similar sound. I could be completely wrong, but I would love to know in the comments. I wish I was ambidextrous when it came to cooking, which means that you have the ability to use both hands. I guess I could try. I'm just a little bit afraid that I might not be conscious or think about my wrist touching the edge of the pot, and I might burn myself. My right hand gets really tired easily because I was a hairstylist for 10 years. So this repetitive movement of cutting with scissors and using a blow dryer has created a lot of tension in my right hand. So I have been trying to use my non-dominant hand, which is my left hand, to do everyday activities. It's too difficult, so I have to switch back to my dominant hand. Did you know this word before? Ambidextrous, dominant, non-dominant. Those are good words to know. The reason why this week I chose Brazilian is when my subscriber suggested to create the feijoada dish, I looked it up and it seemed like the ingredients were easily accessible at my grocery store, which means that I could easily find them. I have been asked to create other types of cuisines from other cultures, but I had a hard time sourcing the ingredients. So I will have to do some more research on how to find those specific ingredients for the future. Okay, I think this is seared enough. It looks nice and evenly cooked. I'm sure the inside is very much raw, but it says to just sear it and then remove. Let me just confirm that. Sear until golden on all sides, then remove and set aside. And then later I will add the chicken back and simmer. Oh wow. Okay, so this dish actually takes a long time to make. I didn't even think about it. I did not read all of the instructions or the recipe. Anyway, I'm grabbing another plate from my cupboard. So this is my cupboard. I opened the cupboard doors. I don't have much happening here because most of my dishes are in the dishwasher. I'm grabbing my big plate. I'll place it down here. Now I will remove all the chicken. So the reason why I'm not pouring the chicken out of the pot is because I'm supposed to reserve what is in the pot for the vegetables. I'm using a kitchen towel to hold the handles on the side. It's really hot. And I'm tipping the pot over so I can scoop out the rest of the chicken. And here is what's remaining. That's the chicken juice, I guess. And here's the chicken. And the next step is, in the same pot, add onion and garlic, saute until fragrant, which means there's an aroma or smell. Add the bell peppers, zucchini, carrot, and cook for 3 to 4 minutes. So I'm taking the tongs and sliding the onion and garlic in here. I just rinsed the plate and I'm putting this in the dishwasher also. I love cleaning up as I go, which means while I'm doing things and cooking, I'm cleaning as I'm doing that. Because I like to multitask, which means doing multiple tasks at once, because then later I won't have to spend so much time cleaning up. I need a different kitchen tool. I have these wooden spatulas. I don't like to use them because I have concerns about the protein, the animal juices getting stuck in the wood because wood is so porous. Porous means it has a lot of holes, like a sponge. So I'm going to use this tool. I have no idea what it's called, but I'm also going to use the towel again to hold the handle and saute this around. Actually, I don't like the sound of the metal against this pot, so I'm switching the tool again. I like my silicone spatula because it's lightweight and it doesn't make a lot of noise when you bang it inside of the pot. All right, so that is cooking. And I think now I can add the bell pepper, carrot, and zucchini. This might be way too much food, so I will probably freeze some of the vegetables and use it later this week with another dish. So I'll do handfuls of this so I can kind of measure approximately how much I'm putting of each ingredient. So 1 handful of carrot. Let's do 2 handfuls. 2 handfuls of zucchini and 2 handfuls of red pepper. I feel like I could do 1 more handful of each, which actually does not leave me with much to save, and that's okay. Look at how beautiful this is. So now I'm going to saute this around, and it says to cook for 2 to 3 minutes. I'm so inspired by all of you submitting your requests with different recipes. So I'm actually going to take the little bit of YouTube ad money that I've been making every month, and I will purchase better kitchen supplies and tools so I can continue to enjoy cooking for you while teaching English. That needs some time to cook. So these are all new spices that I bought today, and I need to remove the protective seal on all of them. Bay leaf, which is this, is very interesting. It has a similar smell as cumin, in my opinion. I wonder if they come from the same family. I'm trying to work quickly with removing the seal on this because my vegetables are cooking quickly. How cute is this mini can of tomato paste? I'm using a can opener, clamping it along the edge. I had this problem last time. I had a really difficult time clamping it on the edge. Oh, okay, see? I told you, I'm having some issues Now that my husband is home from his work trip, I might ask him to help me. Let's see if I can do it on my own. Actually, last time I flipped the can upside down and it actually worked better. Okay, great. So that is the trick, everyone. If you have a hard time using a can opener, flip the can upside down. Let's see how much of the spices I need to put in. So we need 1 teaspoon of paprika. This is my teaspoon. I'm going to put more than a teaspoon because I'm doubling the batch of food. I accidentally put way too much paprika. We will see how that tastes. So now I'll do a lot of cumin as well to kind of match the ratio. And next is chili flakes. So chili flakes I'll be generous with because I like it spicy. Salt and pepper, love pepper. Lots of shakes and lots of sprinkles of salt. And I know I was supposed to put a bay leaf, but not yet. Oh, I have to put the black beans in now. This is how it's looking so far. Nicely seasoned. And now I'm putting black beans, broth, bay leaf. I actually almost forgot about the tomato paste. So I gotta take a scoop, big scoop. Hopefully the can opener works this time. Okay, great. I've rinsed black beans, see, black beans. And now I have to put it in. For the broth, I am going to eyeball this, meaning instead of using a measuring cup, I'll use my eyes to see how much of the liquid to put in. I think I'll just do 1 full carton. I'm not sure if this is supposed to be like a stew or more thick. So you know what I should do is Google what this looks like, because I don't want it to look too liquidy. So this is called feijoada. Okay, so it is a stew. So it is okay that I put extra broth in it. So I put the whole carton of broth. And now I need 1 bay leaf. Bay leaf here. Bay leaf is so interesting. This is how it looks. You know what? I'm going to put 2. And then add the cooked protein back in. So now I'm putting the chicken back in here. And this is how it looks so far. I have the chicken back in there with all the spices and liquid. So now this needs to go to a simmer, and I will put the lid on it. Now I'm setting the timer for 20 minutes. After my timer goes off, I am going to add in the collard greens and serve over rice with a squeeze of lime and some cilantro. So what I should do during this time is, again, multitask. So that means I'll take this rice and get this cooking. I've been eating a lot of rice lately because I've been working out more. So I'm gonna do maybe a little extra in case I want to eat this for lunch tomorrow, and then some for my husband. This rice will not take long to cook or heat up because it's already cooked. It came in this frozen bag, and now I just need to add some water like this. And I'm using the wooden spatula to kind of flatten it down. So now it's nice and flat. And I like to put a slab of butter in there. One, so that the rice does not stick together, and two, because it's more flavorful. So this whole thing of butter is called a stick of butter. And I'm cutting off a slab of butter. I think that's what it's called. Here's a slab of butter. Okay, I'm glad I checked to see if what I showed you was a slab of butter. I was wrong. Here is a slab of butter. I think what I meant to say is a pat of butter, and I'll confirm that. Yes. I'm going to go back over to my cutting board. I just rinsed the lime and avocado, and I'm using this little knife. I think it's called a paring knife, and cutting this lime in half. And I'll take the stem off of this avocado. Hopefully it's still good to eat and it's not rotten on the inside. And I think it's fine. It's not too oxidized. Oxidized means that oxygen got to it and it turns a little bit brown. Let's see if I can scoop out some of that brown color, because it's not actually that healthy for you to eat oxidized avocados. And luckily, yes. See, that's so much better. See this brown stuff? I got that out. Let's do it for the other side. The other thing I need to do is start to cut up some cilantro. So I have a bunch of cilantro. When I say a bunch of cilantro, I don't mean a lot of. You can use the word bunch or a bunch of to indicate when you have a large quantity of something. But in this case, this bundle can also be called a bunch. I will pick off a nice few stems of the cilantro. And I will rinse it really well, because I know cilantro can hold on to a lot of dirt. I just cut up the cilantro so we can top it on top of the feijoada dish. These ingredients right here are the key ingredients to making guacamole. I'm putting the butter dish back in the fridge, and I'm putting this bag of frozen rice into the freezer. Here's the freezer, and I'll put the butter in the door of the fridge. I need to put the lids back on all the spices. I will line them up along the side here in case we need to season the dish afterwards, or before we eat, I should say. With the extra carrot, zucchini, and bell pepper, I will store it in the freezer in this cute little silicone bag. Maybe there's a recipe that I can cook next week that requires these ingredients. I will show you how the rice is looking. So the pat of butter has melted, and I'm actually going to add a bit more water and turn off the heat because it looks like it is done. Take a look at my wooden spatula. It has a hole. The hole is for this little piece here. So it goes right in like that, and it secures it in place while the dish is cooking. This brand is called Our Place, and they should sponsor me. In America and probably other parts of the world, we use glass containers instead of plastic because it's healthier for you. I'm not sure what to do with all this tomato paste, but I will find something to do. Maybe I will make more pasta sauce. Who watched my last video making pasta and pasta sauce? I hope you enjoyed it. It's so crazy how this little can held so much tomato paste. I'm actually curious what tomato paste tastes like on its own. It's really good. It's like it's just concentrated tomato. It's very sweet. We are now getting down to the wire, which means that we're almost done cooking. And I threw in the chopped up collard greens. It is in the process of wilting. Have you ever heard of this term? Wilting means that there's green leafy vegetables that are ever so slightly cooked, but it's more like it's warmed up, and it goes from a big bunch of greens and it reduces to a smaller amount of greens. Just like how when you put a big bag of spinach into a pot, it starts as a lot of spinach and then it kind of melts down. So in this specific term, it is called wilting. Just a few more minutes out until we are done. And the color is so beautiful. I'm not sure that this is the most traditional looking dish, but I tried my best. I used this digital thermometer to test one of the pieces of chicken because I get a little bit nervous about eating undercooked chicken. It's a great tool to have. I think we're ready to eat though. First, I will scoop a little bit of rice. I should probably take out the bay leaf. Here's one bay leaf. I can't find the other one, so I am going to warn my husband that if he finds the other bay leaf in his dish, that he should not eat it and that it's good luck. So I'm taking a big scoop of this and pouring it over the rice. It's so beautiful. You know what? I will take that ladle. Here's a ladle. It's like a huge spoon. And I'll scoop up some of the juice. Yum. It smells so fragrant. I just want to try. I think I'll eat it with a spoon. It's probably easier. Just want to try a little piece. I have a little chicken with carrot, bell pepper, bean. Here's the collard green and some rice and zucchini. Lime, some cilantro, a lot of cilantro. I love cilantro. Half of avocado, which I've already cut up. And here is the final dish. It's so beautiful, colorful, flavorful, and fragrant. I naturally have low blood pressure, so I tend to want to have a lot of salt. So I'm gonna add a bit more, and this is my dish. My very first Brazilian dish. I am very proud of it, and I hope my fellow Brazilian friends here are proud of me as well. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned something. I would love to know in the comments what you've learned, and feel free to provide future recipe suggestions. See you in the next video. Bye!